Tip-off just moments away from Assembly Hall between the Indiana Hoosiers and the Incarnate Word Cardinals. Like we mentioned in the open, Nick, this is going to be a very high-paced game between two teams that shoot a lot of shots from outside. Both teams starting, well, Indiana starting 3 guards, Incarnate Word starting 4. Incarnate Word, they have one career win. Their program has one win against a Big Ten team. They took down Nebraska in 2014. Nick, what do the Cardinals need to do today to pull off what would be a huge upset?
Well, you think back to when Indiana kind of started slow against Marquette. The Hoosiers got into foul trouble. And if memory serves me correctly, I was calling that game, so I'm trying to kind of reach back and remember things. Marquette was leaning on its playmakers early in that one. And for Incarnate Word, you're going to have to do something similar. You're going to have to lean on guys like Davion Bailey. Bailey playing over 34 minutes per game. He was one of the best three-point shooters in the country last season. He's an Indianapolis native coming home here to the Hoosier State, and I feel like somebody's going to have to get hot from outside to start this one because Indiana, we've seen it all 3 games, near triple-digit scoring output on a nightly basis. Indiana can and has run away from teams so far this season, and Incarnate Word is going to have to start hot to make sure that doesn't happen here this afternoon.
Well, if there was anyone that would get hot, it would be Davion Bailey. He's averaging 19 points per game so far on the young season. He opened the season with a 41-point outburst with 17 made field goals, both of which are Incarnate Word single-game records. He's a volume scorer, made 126 three-pointers last year. So if there's anyone that could get hot in a return to his home state, he would be one of the candidates. On the flip side, you look at the Hoosiers, and they have been strong throughout this year. They've taken a lot of threes, 26.7 per game, but they're making the threes at a high percentage, 47.5% shooting from outside.
And Indiana, it's not just the shooting that's so impressive. It's the ball movement as well. 103 made baskets for Indiana, 73 assists. That's over 70% of all made baskets Indiana has assisted on, puts them 3rd in the country, over 24 assists per game. They swing the rock a lot. They move the ball very efficiently. They play very fast. And Indiana really thrives in the paint, scoring at the rim and beyond the arc, very efficient, and Darren DeVries has really flipped this program on its head very quickly in terms of play style. It's actually fun to watch, and it's modern basketball, and it's very refreshing. These Indiana fans love the high effort on defense as well, so there's a lot to like on all fronts about this Indiana team.
And one more thing that they have excelled at more so than in years past is the bench scoring. They're averaging just over 30 points a game from the reserves so far on the young season. The Indiana starting lineups are being introduced right now, and we will introduce them to you as well. Lamar Wilkerson, Connor Enright, and Tatum Connerway are the guards, 3 guards for Indiana. It's the same lineup they've used in the first 3 games with Reed Bailey and Tucker DeVries as the 2 forwards in this one. Wilkerson has been a star so far this year, 22 points per game, and he is shooting 57% from outside. He has been really the star of the show so far through these first 3 games.
Wilkerson, when he came over from Sam Houston State, there were a lot of people very excited about him. Sam Houston played here about 11 months ago, and Wilkerson really stood out from the pack. Just calling that game, watching him on film, I'm thinking this guy is unbelievable. Indiana's got him on their side now, and he has lived up to the billing. 50% from the floor, you mentioned it, over 50% from downtown. Tucker DeVries right there with him. Both of these guys so efficient, both averaging over 19 points per game. And they're so hard to stop because they've just been so good. And it's really exciting to watch them do what they're best at.
And you mentioned the ball movement and the assists. Tatum Connerway at the point guard spot, averaging 6.3 assists per game. He's been able to get it to his playmakers in a very efficient manner. He's done a great job of setting up this offense for success.
And Connerway and Wilkerson both over 20 points against Milwaukee. Connerway added 6 assists as well, getting it done in all phases. And if you're Indiana, you're hoping to keep that mojo rolling here at home because you don't go on the road still for a couple more weeks. At the start of December is when you finally leave Bloomington. So you're looking to keep that home cooking alive this afternoon.
We are just about ready for tip from Assembly Hall. The video of Isaiah Thomas telling all the Hoosiers fans to get loud is currently playing, and these fans that have showed out for this Sunday afternoon tip are ready to do just that. Incarnate Word in all black jerseys with white lettering and white numbers. Indiana in their home white jerseys with red lettering and red numbers. The Hoosiers will have it from right to left as we view it at Assembly Hall. The Incarnate Word Cardinals will have it from left to right. It will be Marcus Glover against Reed Bailey for the opening tip. Game number 4 of the Indiana men's basketball season is set to commence. A sparse crowd on hand, about half capacity. The ball is up and we're underway. Glover wins the tip, and Incarnate Word will have the first possession moving from left to right. At the top of the key, it's Todd Stavesky, who hands off to Jordan Pike. Now kicks it on the wing to Harold Woods. Now back to the top for Glover. Looking dribble, handoff over to Stavesky. He pulls a 3, but somebody got hit with a foul.
There was a moving screen away from the ball just in front of the Indiana bench. So 15 seconds in, and Incarnate Word turns it over. An offensive foul on Harold Woods there.
Woods in his return to the Hoosier State. That's his first. Conaway has it up into the front court for Indiana. Gets a screen from Bailey. Now he lobs it to the big man, and he slams it down with 2 hands.
Textbook pick and roll right there for Indiana. Bailey left all alone on the backside, and he slammed it home.
2-0 Hoosiers, 30 seconds into this contest. Stavesky slowly dribbling near midcourt. Now hands it on the right wing to Pike, who's looking at the top of the key for a pass. Now he hands it over to Glover. Handoff over to Bailey. Drives to the baseline. Pull-up jumper. Misses it long, and Tucker DeVries comes down with the rebound. Cross court to Conaway, up ahead to Wilkerson on the left wing. He'll drive straight to the cup, lays it up with the right, no good. And Pike comes down with the rebound. Pike quickly into the front court for Incarnate Word. They swing it to the corner for Woods. Woods drives into the paint, layup off the glass, no good. Rebound comes to Glover, battling around. He goes up, and he got fouled on his way up by Reed Bailey.
And this is something to keep an eye on early in this game. Reed Bailey in foul trouble, because we saw it against Marquette. 2 quick fouls less than 2 minutes in, and he was benched. And it forced Indiana to go to Sam Alexis very early. And right there, Bailey picks up a foul in the paint as Incarnate Word was fighting underneath the rim for that loose ball.
So Glover will go to the line for 2 shots. He's yet to miss a free throw on the young season. First one is up, and it bounces off the front rim, back rim, and the backboard, but it falls in. Glover, a consistent interior presence for Incarnate Word, averaged 2 points and 4 rebounds in sparse playing time last year, but was 61% from the field. And he misses the second one too far to the left, and Reed Bailey comes down with the rebound. 2-1, the Hoosiers lead it with 18:45 to go in the half. Conaway slowly walks it up. Incarnate Word running a little bit of a zone defense here. DeVries with it on the left wing, looking for room. They swing it over to Enright. Right wing 3, misses it long. Fight for the rebound, and it comes to Marcus Glover for the Cardinals. Davion Bailey, free throw line jumper. No good, rims out. Glover had the rebound for a moment. It got knocked out of bounds off of a Hoosier. It will stay with Incarnate Word.
Yeah, Glover boxed out Tatum Conaway right there, and Conaway punched it out of his hands and out of bounds over the baseline. Kind of surprised to see Bailey settle for a free throw line jumper there.
That was very quick into the shot clock as well. Underneath pass and an easy layup for Jordan Pike. The Incarnate Word Cardinals have the lead for the first time today. A nice, easy back cut caught Indiana sleeping there. Incarnate Word back to the zone defense. They have 3 guys on the perimeter, not trying to let Indiana get off any threes if they can prevent it. Conaway feeds it to Enright in the corner. He'll drive baseline. He'll swing it back to the top. Conaway. Wilkerson, left wing 3. No good. It's too long. And Harold Woods comes down with the rebound. He'll move it up ahead to Stavesky. Right wing, he crosses over on Enright. Now Woods. Now in the corner, it's Pike. Drives to the middle. Working on Wilkerson. Now he drops it back for Woods on the left wing, and they cycle it up to Bailey at the top. Now it's Stavesky, guarded by Enright very closely near half court. He gets a screen. Still looking for room, Stavesky. He swings, kicks to the corner. Pike, a 3. Good. Incarnate Word up 6-2 early on Indiana with 17-24.
Really good ball movement right there by Incarnate Word. Driving into 2 defenders and then kicking it to the open shooter.
Enright feeds Conaway in the middle. He goes right to the bucket and lays it in. So Incarnate Word is determined to close up on the perimeter, but that time they left Conaway too much space in the middle, and he has a nice easy layup for 2. On the right wing, left wing, it's Harold Woods. He'll drive baseline on Wilkerson, and he lost it. Bailey had it for a second, but he got tripped up, and he was fouled in the process. Wilkerson has been a very strong defensive presence for Indiana. That time he was able to tap that one out and got the steal. Bailey came up with it, and he got tripped up by Jaden Williams, who's newly checked into the game for Incarnate Word. Enright will slowly move it across the timeline for the Hoosiers. Hands it off to Conaway at the top of the key. Now down low. Now it's kicked out to DeVries for three. Got it. Tucker DeVries, nothing but net, gets IU the lead back 7-6 with 16:38 to go in the half. Taj Skaveski crosses over on Conaway. Now he feeds it to Harold Woods on the left wing. Woods, top of the key, Skaveski. Drives to the elbow, now backs it out. Over to Woods, back to Skaveski. Drives through the lane, puts up a wild floater, and he got it to fall.
Skaveski at 6'1", 9 inches shorter than Reed Bailey, was able to get that over Bailey's outstretched arms. Impressive finish.
Back and forth, these two go. 8-7, Incarnate Word leads it. Just before the first media timeout, Conaway down low to DeVries. Looking for room at the free throw line. He stops, now swings it back to Conaway. It's Incarnate Word zone is looking to give Indiana a little bit of fits here. Conaway right to the bucket. He got blocked by Jordan Pike. Incarnate Word into the front court. Davion Bailey gets a screen. Now he drops back. Looking for room. Pulls up for a jumper right inside the three-point line. Doesn't get it to fall. And Conaway jumps up high for the rebound. Slowly moving it up ahead. Bounce pass inside to Bailey, but he fell on his way to get the ball, and he lost it out of bounds. Incarnate Word will have it. They lead at 8-7 after the going into the first media timeout. We'll step aside for a moment. You'll be listening to Indiana basketball on WIUX. 8-7, the Incarnate Word Cardinals leave the Indiana Hoosiers after the first media timeout. Nick, it's early, but what did the Cardinals do right in those first 5 minutes?
Well, Incarnate Word doing a good job driving at these Indiana double teams. You saw a nice drive and kick to an open shooter for a three ball for Incarnate Word, and then on the defensive end, Indiana having some trouble handling the ball. Reed Bailey, he's gotten tripped up a couple times. The last time he lost his footing on his own and turned it over as Indiana was in the front court there, and just Bailey lost it out of bounds. And if you're Indiana, you just kind of got to settle things down a little bit. And if you're Incarnate Word, you're thinking, okay, we've gotten through the first 4.5 minutes. We're still in this thing. Let's keep it going, because right now, both teams shooting well, and we'll see if those trends keep up.
Incarnate Word has it moving from left to right. Sam Alexis has checked in for Reed Bailey, the first change of the game for Indiana. Taj Skaveski crossing over on Connor End right on the left wing. Now he drives to the free throw line, kicks it out to Woods. Extra pass into the corner where Marcus Glover will work. He's backing down Tucker DeVries. Fadeaway jumper from the Big Ten logo, no good. Trent Sisley fights for the rebound, also newly checked into the game for the Hoosiers. Wilkerson moves it up into the front court. Now leaves it for Enright, who will call out a play for the Indiana offense. Hand off to Wilkerson. Now top of the key, Tucker DeVries. Alexis gets it on the right wing, now feeds it to Enright. Now Wilkerson, and another foul away from the ball for the Hoosiers. This ball will be going back to Incarnate Word.
And they got Lamar Wilkerson for the offensive foul that time. So 2 offensive fouls, 1 for each team. That's already Indiana's second turnover of this game.
Incarnate Word moves it up. Skaveski is guarded very tightly by Connor Enright. Incarnate Word working it on the baseline, Skaveski, but Enright is still glued to him. Skaveski dribble off the dribble, takes a three, no good on the step back. He gets his own rebound, kicks it back out to Davion Bailey, who misses the three short. Skaveski gets the rebound, goes up off glass, and gets it to fall.
2 offensive rebounds for Taj Skaveski, standing at 6'1", and the Indiana fans didn't like that. Seems like an effort thing.
He's strong on the boards, too. Skaveski has 7 rebounds per game he averages. Trent Sisley has it in the middle, kicks it out to Connor Enright, who lobs it into Alexis. He has enough room to slam it down with 2 hands. 10-9 the lead for Incarnate Word with 14 minutes to go in the first half. Skaveski drives on Enright, now stops to the left wing, and he'll drop it back out. Skaveski still with it. Now he gives it to Marcus Glover at the top of the key, guarded by Sam Alexis. Hand off to Davion Bailey. Slowly walks it in. He pulled up for a jumper but lost it. Comes up back to Esteban Mann. He's spinning. Wilkerson knocked it out of his hands and out of bounds. Possession will stay with Incarnate Word, but Nick, they only have 3 seconds on the shot clock.
3 2/10 on the timer for Incarnate Word, and it's a tough spot to inbound too because you're near the corner, so there's not a lot of space to operate.
from the near corner. Incarnate Word will inbound it. Staveski hands it fadeaway three. Davion Bailey, no good. Trent Sisley comes away with the rebound, and DeVries has it on the fast break. Up ahead to Wilkerson, who lays it up, no good. DeVries with the rebound, and they did call goaltending on that Wilkerson layup, so the basket will count, and Indiana has the lead back 11-10.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was on its way down. Good job of Indiana of getting out and running in transition there and using the numbers to its advantage.
Both of these teams are not very fast-paced teams. Both are ranked below 220th in pace, according to KenPom. Jordan Pike with the ball, crossing over on Wilkerson. He drives into the lane. Tough layup, doesn't get it to fall. Fight for the rebound, is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Incarnate Word.
And I, admittedly, Quincy, I was not watching the court for that entire play because there is a bird in Assembly Hall right now. It was flying in front of the fans in front of us, and now it's over on the other side.
We'll see if that becomes a factor later if anyone notices. Davion Bailey goes up. Layup is too strong, but he got fouled on his way up.
Now the fans are starting to kind of buzz. I guess it's fitting because Incarnate Word's mascot is the Cardinals. Maybe they brought a live mascot to this game, and you can see the bird.
I just now see the bird. It's
flying over the student section. Wow.
I wonder if they can play with the bird there. I don't see why they couldn't.
I don't want us to have a Randy Johnson situation here where somebody takes a shot and hits the bird in midair.
First free throw from Bailey is good. I believe that's a sparrow. I'm not the greatest in terms of bird identification. But Incarnate Word has tied it up at 11. Bailey, a 75% shooter from the line, bends the knees for his second and drops it home. 12-11, Incarnate Word leads it with 13:06 to go in the first half. Tatum Connerway will slowly bring it into the front court for the Hoosiers. He's guarded tightly by Harold Woods. Into the corner, Sisley pulls a three, misses it, but Alexis has the rebound. Back out to Connerway. DeVries back to Connerway. He pulls a left wing three. No good. Sisley with the rebound. Tried to dunk it back, but it misses off the rim. Alexis picks up the loose change and dunks it home.
Great job on the glass there by Indiana. A couple missed threes, but everybody was in good position, facing the basket, grabbing the boards, and then great effort in the paint by Sam Alexis.
And the threes were open looks as well, so the head coach Darren DeVries should be pleased with that offensive possession. Woods bounce pass over to Jaden Williams at the top of the key. He looks for a pass, headed off to Staveski, drives, pulls up from the right elbow, misses it short, and Sisley skies high for the rebound. Connerway will bring it across the timeline. Top of the key, he looks. Inside to Josiah Miles, who's newly checked into the game. Now Alexis on the left wing. Handoff to DeVries. Fadeaway three. No good. He misses it long, and Williams jumps high for the rebound. Incarnate Word looking to slow the tempo on this possession. Taj Staveski slowly dribbling near midcourt. Top of the key, he drives through the lane, lays it up with the left, no good, and Sisley has another rebound. Connerway quickly across the timeline, and he got fouled by Jordan Pike near the Incarnate Word bench. That'll bring us to the second media timeout. Indiana leads at 13-12. You've been listening to Indiana basketball on WIUX. Through two media timeouts here at Assembly Hall, the Indiana Hoosiers lead the Incarnate Word Cardinals 13-12. Some stats to let you guys know about. Both of these teams have struggled from beyond the arc today. Incarnate Word 1 of 4 from 3, Indiana 1 of 6. From the field, Incarnate Word 4 of 15, Indiana 6 of 14. The rebounds are split at 10 apiece, and both teams have turned the ball over twice.
And I think the concerning thing for Indiana right now is that Sam Alexis is the Hoosiers' leading scorer, and, well, he did not begin this game on the floor. So the starter's not producing early, but Indiana's still hanging with Incarnate Word. But I think the rebounding being even is also a concern. It seems like Indiana's energy on some of the defensive possessions has not been quite all there early in this one.
On the floor for the Hoosiers, Connerway, Josiah Miles, Nick Dorn, Sam Alexis, and Trent Sisley. Josiah Miles will inbound it from right in front of the Incarnate Word bench. And he throws it at the top of the key for Alexis. Hand off to Connerway at the top of the key. He drives into the lane. Oh, down low, Alexis. They left him alone, and he throws it in with two hands easily.
Great two-man game right there, and that was a behind-the-back overhead pass by Connerway. Great anticipation.
6 points for Sam Alexis. He has split time with Reed Bailey this year. Bailey averages 21 minutes at the center spot. Alexis 19 minutes per game. Staveski at the top of the key for Incarnate Word. Swings it over to the corner, driving baseline. High layup missed off the top of the backboard for Harrison Reedy. And the Hoosiers will have possession.
I think they got Jordan Pike for a foul in transition there. If they did, it would be his second foul, and it looks like he is going to the bench. So Pike, with 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting, will probably sit for the rest of this first half.
Pike, Incarnate Word's leading scorer so far with 5. Indiana leads at 15-12 with 11 minutes to go in half number 1. Connerway slowly across the timeline for the Hoosiers. He's guarded closely by Staveski. He's looking for a pass in the corner. Nick Dorn has it. Walks it to the left wing. Now down low for Alexis. Backing it down. Now Connerway gets it left wing. Pump fakes, drives into the lane. Throws up a layup. No good. Tips it back up and in. Tatum Connerway sticking with it. Not giving up on the play. And Indiana leads it by 5. Staveski. Fancy dribbling, and he feeds it to Harold Woods on the left wing. Now back to Staveski, top of the key. Crosses over at the elbow. Now hands it to Glover. Handoff over to Bailey. And it looks like another foul away from the ball for Incarnate Word. That would be the third moving screen of the game called for either team.
Yeah, I think three offensive fouls on Incarnate Word already in this game, and we're not even halfway through the first half. And just kind of careless mistakes there.
17-12, Indiana leads it with 10:30 to go in the half. Connor Enright looking for space at the top of the key. He drives to the left elbow and bounces it to Alexis on the baseline. Guarded by Staveski. Now up top for Connerway. Throws it over to Nick Dorn on the right wing. Pump fakes. Now throws it opposite wing. DeVries drives into the lane. And he got fouled on his way up by Marcus Glover.
Yeah, DeVries trying to go up through a double team right there and kind of lowered his shoulder into Marcus Glover and bounced off of him. And it looked like Esteban Mann was in there as well. But Indiana doing a good job getting into the paint and drawing contact.
So Glover will go to the bench in favor of Jaden Williams, the 6'9 center, a sophomore from Chicago.
Incarnate Word's shots just are not falling as of late. They've been scoreless for over 3 minutes. One of their last 10 from the floor are the Cardinals, and that's just not going to get it done.
So DeVries at the line for 2 shots. Bends the knees, fires up the first, and misses it short. That ball hit every inch of the left side of the rim, but did not drop home. That's DeVries' first missed free throw of the year. Indiana as a team shooting 82% from the line, and DeVries hits his second. 18-12, the Hoosiers lead it.
And a 7-0 run for Indiana. It feels like this is a really important possession for Incarnate Word.
Love Bettis, newly checked into the game, has it against Connerway. Bounce pass over to Jaden Williams. Williams back to Bettis on the left wing. He's looking for space, walks it into the lane. Back outside for Woods. He drives, spins on Connerway, lays it high off the glass, and gets it to fall. That ball hit every inch of the rim, but Harold Woods has a hard-earned 2 points. Connerway lobs for Alexis, who throws it down. Indiana gets the basket back. They lead at 20-14 with 9:30 to go in the half. 8 points for Sam Alexis, 4 of 4 from the field. Woods with it back on the left wing. Gets a screen from Mann. Now top of the key, it's Williams. Looking for space and a pass. Woods had it slip out of his hands, but he gets it back. Woods crosses over on DeVries, spins again, bounce pass on the baseline, loose. Everyone got a hand on that one, but it's off of Jaden Williams, and the Hoosiers will have the possession back.
Sloppy possession there for Incarnate Word, but also really good defense by Indiana, forcing them late into the shot clock, a bad pass onto a crowded baseline, and then ultimately Williams couldn't handle it as he lost it out of bounds.
All of the starters are back in for Indiana, except for Alexis, who's still in there for Reed Bailey. Connerway has it left wing, slowly walks it to the top, and he lost it. Harold Woods picks his pocket. And Connerway almost got him back, but the loose ball comes over to Mann, who got blocked on his way up. Loose ball out of bounds. And it looks like the Hoosiers will have the possession back.
And I think Esteban Mann wanted a goaltend right there. Connerway came flying in from the top of the lane and blocked it off the backboard. I couldn't really tell if that ball was on its way down or not.
So Woods stole it from Connerway. Then Connerway in transition stole it back, but the loose ball got picked up by Incarnate Word. Enright into the lane. Back up top for Connerway, who pulls a three. Misses it short. DeVries running in, gets the rebound. Fadeaway three from the near corner. And he got it to drop. 23-14, the lead for Indiana. And Incarnate Word calls a timeout, and they'll talk it over. The lead is up to 9, and we'll step away for a moment. You've been listening to Indiana basketball on WIUX. With 8:20 to go in half number 1, the Indiana Hoosiers lead the Incarnate Word Cardinals 23-14. They had a better 4-minute stretch in that last little batch of basketball. Indiana now shooting 50% from the field, 10 of 20, and up to 25% from 3, 2 of 8.
A nice stretch for Indiana in that last segment, forcing Incarnate Word to call timeout, a 12-2 run over 4.5 minutes. Incarnate Word has really gone cold from the floor. They started shooting 4 of 13. Now 10 of 20 are the Cardinals, and really that's been the difference in this game. It's just that Incarnate Word is not making shots. They're getting decent looks on some possessions, but Indiana's doing a great job forcing them late into the shot clock and making sloppy decisions with the ball once they get late into that shot clock.
Since subbing into this game in 7 minutes, Sam Alexis has 8 points on a perfect 4 of 4 shooting. He has also grabbed 2 rebounds. Incarnate Word walks it into the front court. Taj Staveski bounce pass on the right wing for Williams. Down low for Bailey. Layup no good. Fight for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds. It's off of Incarnate Word, and the Hoosiers will have the possession back with 8:05 to go.
And not encouraging there if you're Incarnate Word head coach Shane Hireman, because you draw up a play out of the timeout and you come up empty.
Shane Hireman is not new to the Hoosier State. He started his coaching career at La Lumeray High School over in LaPorte, Indiana. He coached multiple NBA players for that prestigious prep squad. Alexis gets the bounce pass from Wilkerson. He goes up with 2 hands. He was looking for another dunk, but he got fouled on his way up, and he'll have to get 2 points from the line.
Sam Alexis has basically been a dunk machine in this Indiana's 4th game. It seems like every time you turn around, he's elevating at the rim, and right there he got slapped on the arm from behind. So he's got to earn it the hard way.
So Alexis will go to the line for 2. He was on Florida's national championship squad a year ago as a rotational bench piece. First free throw is up and good. Alexis and Reed Bailey have split time at the center spot so far this year. Reed Bailey is averaging 13 points and 5 rebounds. Alexis, 11 points and 5.7 rebounds. Nick, if you combine those 2 players, that's 24 points and almost 11 rebounds per contest. Second free throw from Alexis misses it long. Indiana leads it by 10 with 7:45 to go in the half. Staveski looking for some room at the top of the key against Tatum Connerway. Now he feeds it on the right wing for Davion Bailey. He gets a screen, now feeds it to Glover at the top of the key. Back to Staveski on the left wing. At the top of the key, he crosses over on Connerway. Now he drops it back. Connerway has been glued to Staveski all game, and he almost took it away. The ball on the floor. Both guys dive for it. And it's a shot clock violation for Incarnate Word. That was a masterful piece of on-ball defense from Tatum Connerway.
Tatum Connerway is just such a pest on defense. And you could tell Incarnate Word was trying to set a screen at the top, and they just could not get it set up because Connerway was moving his feet so intent on that defensive possession for Connerway, and he forces the shot clock violation.
The Sun Belt Player of the Year last year at Troy averaged 2.9 steals per contest. Connor Enright gets a screen from Alexis. Now Sisley in the corner to Connerway on the left wing. Crosses over. Now DeVries at the top. Bounce pass to Alexis. And he got tied up there with Jaden Williams. He sort of just kind of grabbed the ball when it was above his head. It's a tie-up, but the possession will stay with the Hoosiers according to the arrow.
And Williams just reached over Alexis's head and got his hands on that basketball. So now 8 seconds on the timer for Indiana to do something here.
Tatum Connerway will inbound it from right underneath the basket. 3 Hoosiers are split out on the perimeter with Tucker DeVries standing in the paint. Now DeVries sets a screen for a rolling Alexis, and it's down low to Sisley. They set up the open space for the freshman, and he dunks it down with 2 hands.
The off-ball movement has been so impressive for Indiana, just finding open spaces on the floor, and Incarnate Word is not communicating on defense.
First points of the game for Trent Sisley. The freshman out of Santa Claus, Indiana, puts the Hoosiers up 26-14. Staveski, scoop layup, no good. It rolled on the back block of the rim. Loose ball out of bounds. It'll be back to the Hoosiers.
And Incarnate Word has just gone so quiet from the floor. Indiana on an extended 15-2 run that spans over 6 minutes. And it feels like the Cardinals have had separate scoring droughts of 2, 3, 4 minutes in this first half.
It's comfortable to feel, if you're an Indiana fan, that they could not be shooting very well and still be able to give teams fits with the way their defense can play. Tucker DeVries at the top, guarded by Harold Woods. Throws it over to Alexis in the high post. Drives baseline, goes up. No good, but he got fouled on his way up. Jaden Williams will pick up another foul. That's his second.
So now Incarnate Word, 2 key rotation players with 2 fouls in this first half. And it just seems like this has gone sideways for Incarnate Word pretty quickly. They started out pretty well, and then over these last couple of segments, it's just that they have not been able to hang with Indiana either on offense or on defense.
Alexis gets his first free throw to rattle home. 27-14, the lead for the Hoosiers, and Alexis still has one more foul shot. Bends the knees, fires it up, and gets it to rattle home. And now he'll go to the bench in favor of Reed Bailey. Indiana now doubling up Incarnate Word, 28-14. All the starters now back on the court except for Trent Sisley. Davion Bailey on the right wing. Rotates to the top for Esteban Mann. Now on the left wing, it's Staveski. Connerway is still glued to him. They throw it into the corner. Jab step and a drive for Mann. Pull-up jumper, misses it long, and DeVries skies high for the rebound. Cross-court pass to Connerway, who moves it into the front court. Goes straight to the rack, but he lost it. Finds Sisley in the corner. Fires up the 3. Off the backboard and good. You don't see too many banked threes from the corner, but for Trent Sisley, you'd rather be lucky than good.
This run now for Indiana, 20-2 over 7 minutes, and Sisley did get a little bit of help from the glass right there.
Harold Woods lost it. Sisley dives to the floor. Fight for it. It'll be a tie-up. And Incarnate Word will keep the possession. But Indiana has had active hands on defense. They are just itching to get a steal every time Incarnate Word comes near them.
Tatum Connerway got his hand in there and punched that ball out. That was what led to the scrum on the floor. And he is just all over this game right now. Connerway, 5 assists, no steals, but he's punched the ball out a couple of times.
4 points and 2 rebounds as well. Woods pulls a 3 from the right wing, and he missed it short, an air ball. Incarnate Word does not look comfortable out there at all.
Stifling defense for Indiana. No good looks and just nothing to speak of for Incarnate Word on offense whatsoever.
Connerway will set up the offense again. Now he hands to Enright. They rotate it to Bailey, back to Connerway at the top. Now DeVries, a deep 3 from the left wing. Misses it long, but Enright runs over for the rebound. Connerway at the top, back to DeVries. Looking for space against Woods on the left wing. Bounce pass into Bailey. Back to the top for Connerway. Shot clock winding down. Connerway drives in. He got tied up with Bailey. And the possession will stay with the Hoosiers, but they only have 2.7 to shoot.
But still, I mean, it felt like the way this game started, Incarnate Word was going to be able to hang with Indiana for a little bit. And the Hoosiers, even though the shots aren't necessarily falling as much as they have in recent games, the defense has just been so good.
Connerway, DeVries, pump fakes, tried to draw a foul on the 3, but did not get the call. Incarnate Word will move it up quickly the other way. Staveski right past Sisley into the corner. Bettis thought about a 3, he dribbles, now pulls the 3, and he knocks it down. The run is at least over for the moment for Incarnate Word. It's 31-17 with 4:15 to go in the half.
That snaps a scoring drought of about 5 minutes for the Cardinals. That's only their second made three-pointer of the game.
Connerway lobs for Bailey, and he missed the dunk. Mihail Tomic, newly into the game, flies high for the rebound. Outlet pass up ahead. Connerway dove and knocked it out of bounds. A Herculean effort, but could not get the steal. With exactly 4 minutes on the clock, we'll step away for another media timeout. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. You're listening to Indiana basketball on 99.1 WIUX. With exactly 4 minutes to go in half number one, the Indiana Hoosiers lead the Incarnate Word Cardinals 31-17. Indiana has picked up the pace offensively. They are now shooting 12 of 25 from the field, just 3 of 11 from three. But, Nick, the defense has been outstanding in the back half of the first half.
Yeah, the Hoosiers have been phenomenal, and Incarnate Word took a 12-11 lead with 13:06 to go in this half, and since then, well, Indiana now leads 31-17, so you can do the math. Suffice it to say, the defense is stifling for Indiana.
The math leads to a 20-5 run for Indiana. Incarnate Word has it. Davion Bailey at the top of the key, rolls off a screen, fires up a jumper from the elbow, misses it, but skying high for the rebound is Tomic, who will drop it back for Bettis. Bettis looking on Bailey, crosses over, gets to the elbow, now kicks it outside. Staveski, a deep three, he misses it long. Sisley fights for the rebound and comes away with it. DeVries cross court to Enright, and he threw it into the courtside fans.
Trying to lead Enright a little bit too far. Looks like when you're watching football and the quarterback just overthrows his receiver. A rare miss for Indiana trying to get the ball up the floor quickly, but with how good this defense has been, you're not too concerned by it.
Only 4 turnovers in the first half for Indiana. Bettis will slowly walk it up for Incarnate Word. He's guarded by Sisley near midcourt. Feeds it back to Staveski, crosses over on Connerway. At the top of the key, Staveski gets into the lane, got tied up with DeVries on his way up, but they will get Tucker for the foul.
It looked like there was a lot of ball there, but DeVries didn't look like his feet were set. That may have been where the foul was called. But either way, Indiana's done a good job of staying out of foul trouble. Not a single player with 2 fouls as the first half is drawing to a close.
So they're going to say that foul was on the floor. It looked like Staveski may have been going up for a shot, but they do call the foul on the floor. It's only Indiana's 4. Staveski gets it, pump fakes a 3, pulled up, and he got his shot blocked. Connerway all alone on the fast break, and he misses the dunk, but Alexis, following the play, picks up the rebound. Back to Sisley, now DeVries, a deep 3. No good, he missed it short. A wild sequence, and now Incarnate Word has it quickly the other way. Bettis looking for space against Connor right now, back to Staveski. He's guarded by Sisley near midcourt again. Crosses over at the top, looking for space, but the freshman is guarding him closely. Now man, guarded by DeVries. Baseline jumper fadeaway, no good, and Enright has the rebound. He'll bounce it over to Connerway. 2:20 to go in the first half. And head coach Darren DeVries, it looked like he called timeout there. Or maybe it's just some changes coming in. Enright is he's wiping something off his shoe.
I think Enright lost his shoe. I couldn't exactly tell. It was kind of odd.
I don't think it came off his foot, but he ran out of it. The ref pointed to DeVries, so I thought it was a timeout, but Enright is just retying his shoe right now.
Not often you see that, an equipment stoppage, but Incarnate Word just... And neither team has made a basket in 2 minutes of game time. Indiana hasn't scored in 3 minutes. So the scoring pace, not as frenetic as we're used to seeing for the Hoosiers. And think about that missed dunk by Connerway, kind of uncharacteristic.
Speaking of Connerway, he has it into the front court, and now he hands it to a curling counter, Enright. Looking for space, throws it into Sisley. He goes up and gets the reverse layup to fall. 33-17, the lead for the Hoosiers with just over 2 minutes to go in the half. Staveski still guarded by Connerway, who's been giving him fits all day. Now Bailey, pump fake, steps inside the three-point line and pulls a jumper. No good, and Connerway has the rebound. He'll slow the pace down for Indiana and drop it over to Enright, back to Connerway at the top. Now Sisley left wing. Bounce pass into Alexis. Now back up top, Connerway. Now Enright drives into the lane, spins around, looking for space against Harold Woods. Now it's Alexis. Backing it down, spinning. Fadeaway jumper, no good, and Woods has the rebound. 1:30 to go in the half. 33-17, the lead for the Hoosiers. Taj Staveski Guarded on the wing by Enright. Now bounces it to the top. Now it's Love Bettis on the right wing. Guarded by Sisley. Bettis pulls a three. Misses it too far to the left. The ball will slowly roll out of bounds and possession will head to the Hoosiers.
And, you know, we were talking about the scoring of these two teams, both of them averaging over 90 points per game. And, well, the scoring has really cooled off here in this late part of the first half. For Indiana, we haven't seen a whole lot of Lamar Wilkerson, a lot more Trent Sisley. We saw some Nick Dorn in there for a little bit, but Wilkerson has played just 8 minutes in this first half, and he has not made a three-point basket, which, as Indiana fans know, has been his specialty, not just at Indiana, but at Sam Houston before he got here.
Well, Wilkerson has checked back into the game for the final minute of this first half. Alexis at the top of the key hands it over to Tucker DeVries. DeVries bounce pass over to Enright in the corner, Connerway. Looking for space. Now he drives baseline. Bounce pass into Alexis, who lays it up. No good, but he got fouled on his way up by Love Bettis. So Alexis will head back to the line with 48.3 seconds to go in the half. Josiah Miles is getting ready to check in for Indiana. But have yourself a first half, Sam Alexis. 11 points, 4 of 5 from the field, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line.
Alexis has been a big piece for Indiana off the bench so far this season.
He hits the first free throw. Indiana leads it by 17, 34-17. And some changes are made here for Indiana. It's Miles, Alexis, Connerway, Nick Dorn, and Connor Enright on the floor. Alexis dribbles twice, bends the knees, and fires the second free throw. Gets it to drop. 13 points for Sam Alexis, and Indiana leads at 35-17. Looking to close out the first half strong. They did not shoot the ball very well, but the defense has been absolutely magnificent. Taj Stavesky gets a three. Now throws it at the top of the key for Tomic. Guarded by Alexis. Looking for a pass. Now he hands it to Pike. Haven't seen him in this first half for a while since he picked up 2 fouls. Pike spins on Enright. Pump fakes. Gets Enright in the air and draws the foul.
Good job there by Pike, utilizing the shot fake. He got Connor Enright to bite. Enright jumped, and then Pike tried to go under it and sent Enright to the floor. Fortunately, Enright's okay. But a nice job there by Pike of earning a trip to the line.
Jordan Pike, a 6'7", 200-pound junior from Greensboro, North Carolina. He delivered a double-double last year in Incarnate Word's first ever postseason win in the CBI against Manhattan. First free throw is good for Pike. 35-18, the lead for Indiana with 28.5 seconds to go in the first half. Pike has averaged 12.3 points per game so far in the young season for Incarnate Word, but had to sit the majority of this first half in foul trouble. Second free throw is good. 35-19, Indiana leads it. Shot clock is turned off, and the Hoosiers will most likely hold for the last shot. Incarnate Word bringing a little bit of a press, but DeVries inbounds it to Alexis, and the ball is cycled back to Connerway, who will bring it up into the front court. A strong first half for Tatum Connerway, and he has it slowly dribbling at midcourt with 15 seconds. Guarded by Taj Stavesky. 10 seconds for the Hoosiers. Connerway still with it. 7 seconds. Connerway crosses over on Woods. Drives under the basket. Kicks it in the corner. Nick Dorn fires up a three. Misses everything. And not enough time for Incarnate Word to get up a last-second shot. The Hoosiers will take a 35-19 lead into the locker room. They shot 43% from the floor to Incarnate Word's 21%. Both teams struggled from the three-point line. Incarnate Word to evade Indiana 3 of 13. Incarnate Word had 5 turnovers. Indiana had 4. And Indiana won the rebounding battle 25-17. Nick, what did you like or not like from the Hoosiers in that first half?
Well, for Indiana, obviously you'd like the shots to fall a little bit better. The Hoosiers entered this game shooting 48% from 3 on the season, just 23% in the first half. But the encouraging thing, if you're an Indiana fan, is that they've still found a way to eke out a double-digit lead without the shots falling, leaning on the defense. And that's kind of what you figured. Darren DeVries' team's usually very good on defense, better than they were on offense at his previous 2 stops of Drake and West Virginia. And so far, Indiana's defense has helped it eke out this lead. I mean, holding Incarnate Word, a team that has scored 100 points in each of its last 2 games, to 19 points in 20 minutes is really, really telling. Phenomenal defense by the Hoosiers.
If you could hold any team in the country to under 20 points and a half, it means you're doing something right on the defensive end of the floor. We'll be back for the second half after this short break. You've been listening to Indiana Basketball at 99.1 WIUX. Nick Rotacap has the second half of Play-by-Play.
Welcome back to Simon Scott Assembly Hall in Bloomington. It's halftime between Indiana and Incarnate Word on the hardwood. There we go. Alongside Quincy Bell, Nick Rotacap with you on a Sunday evening. Kind of an odd time to be playing college basketball, but here we are. Indiana leading Incarnate Word 35-19. First half stats for you. Indiana's leading scorer, Sam Alexis, the Florida transfer, had 13 points off the bench. Alexis, 4 of 5 from the floor, 5 of 6 from the line. Trent Sisley, the freshman out of Santa Claus, Indiana, leads Indiana with 8 rebounds. And Tatum Connerway has made his mark on this game as well, leading all Indiana players with 5 assists. For Incarnate Word, Jordan Pike, the junior out of Greensboro, North Carolina, leads all Cardinals with 7 points. Marcus Glover, the Chicago native, 4 rebounds and 1 assist. Taj Stavesky tied for the team lead. Not a lot to speak of for Incarnate Word on offense, mostly because Quincy Bell, this Indiana defense has been more akin to a brick wall than anything else.
And I think if you look at the makeup, the DNA of this first half, while Indiana did not shoot the basketball very well, and really it's the first time they haven't shot the basketball well this entire season, it's comforting to know that they are still up by 16 points, and Incarnate Word was not even able to crack 20 points. So if you can have an off-shooting night, but still just pound the opposing team on the defensive side of the ball, you could get a win 62-60 in Big Ten play if you need to. So I think because the ball, sometimes the bounces just won't go your way. But if you can still find a way to battle through and put up a good performance, I think it means a lot for this team moving forward if they can do that on a consistent basis.
20 bench points for Indiana. 20 of 35 total scoring, 13 coming the way of Sam Alexis, and then 7 also from Trent Sisley off the bench. Tucker DeVries also with 7 points, Tatum Connerway with 4. Reed Bailey and Lamar Wilkerson both very quiet in the first half with just 2 points apiece. Indiana also 20 points in the paint, dominating on that front. The Hoosiers bench, 2 guys, Sam Alexis and Trent Sisley, have outscored Incarnate Word's entire team. So that gives you an idea of how things are going for Incarnate Word on the offensive side of things.
And the depth is something that we mentioned in the open. Indiana averages just over 30 points a game from their bench, and they had, like you said, Nick, 20 in that first half. Alexis was great in that one, 5 of 6 from the line, 4 of 5 shooting. He was able to get to the cup efficiently, and guys like Connerway and Enright were just able to find them. I mean, Connerway 5 assists in that first half, and Taj Stavesky, one of the leading scorers for Incarnate Word, he was in jail that first half. Connerway had him locked down.
Stavesky 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting for a guy who had 56 points through Incarnate Word's first 3 games, including a triple-double against Southwestern Christian. And it's worth mentioning Incarnate Word has played 3 teams. They faced Colorado State, got blown out, and then their 2 wins for the Cardinals against Jarvis Christian and Southwestern Christian. So this definitely a step up in terms of competition for Incarnate Word. But Shane Hireman, the Incarnate Word head coach, has ties here to Indiana. Coached at La Lumiere High School back in the mid-2010s, and he didn't just coach there. He had a lot of success, 82-7, including a national championship in 2017 at La Lumiere up in Northwest Indiana. Out of the halftime break, Incarnate Word gets the ball moving right to left. Black uniforms, white numerals, letters, and trim. The original starting 5 out there for the Cardinals. It'll be Jordan Pike to inbound, Taj Stavesky, Davian Bailey, Marcus Glover, and Harold Woods out there for Incarnate Word as well. The starting 5 also there for Indiana back on the floor. It's Lamar Wilkerson, Connor Enright, Tatum Connerway, Reed Bailey, and Tucker DeVries. 20 minutes on the clock, Indiana leading 35-19. Defense has been the story of this one. We'll see if that holds in the final period of regulation. Inbound goes to Taj Stavesky. Second half is underway here from Assembly Hall. Stavesky hands off to Bailey, and they rotate it around to the top for Harold Woods. Inside the arc, it goes to Glover, now to the near corner. Bailey passes back to Pike. Bluffs a three, drives into the lane, working on Tucker DeVries. Right-handed hook shot falls for Jordan Pike, and Incarnate Word now trails 35-21. Indiana moving left to right in its white uniforms, red numerals, letters, and trim. Reed Bailey gets it top of the key, looking for some help, finds Tucker DeVries right of center. DeVries bluffs a three, bounces inside to Reed Bailey on the right block, into the paint, and right underneath the basket, lays it off the right side of the window, and it drops for Connor Enright. So the teams trade buckets to start this second half. Indiana leading Incarnate Word 37-21, 19:15 to go in this one. Dribbling left is Stavesky, the Ohio native. Stavesky now to the top. Hook pass to Pike, driving left baseline, trying to back down Tucker DeVries. He switches his dribble to the left side, almost falls out of bounds and throws it away into the waiting arms of Lamar Wilkerson. Pass ahead to Connerway, into the paint to Bailey. Had it stripped underneath the basket by Davian Bailey. Working on Reed Bailey right there. So some Bailey on Bailey crime. Indiana inbounds underneath the basket with 24 seconds on the shot clock.
And Pike had to sit the majority of that first half with 2 fouls. He played the last minute, and they're trying to go right to him to start this second.
Connerway inbounds to Reed Bailey, gets it back on the right perimeter. Blind pass into the lane looking for Reed Bailey, but his back was turned to Connerway. Indiana turns it over. Running in transition, Bailey has it stripped out of his hands underneath the basket. Davian Bailey turns it back over to Indiana. Lob to Reed Bailey, lays it in from underneath the hoop on the right side. Indiana turns a turnover into 2 points, and the Hoosiers lead 39-21, 90 seconds gone in this second half. Incarnate Word crosses the timeline with Taj Stavesky, their leading scorer through 3 games. Stavesky dribbles to the free throw line, kicks it back out to Davion Bailey for a left wing three, and it's flush over Connor Enright. A big basket there for Incarnate Word. The Hoosiers, though, still leading 39-24 as Connerway rocks it across the timeline right of center. Connerway hands it off to Lamar Wilkerson, who had a very quiet first half, just 2 points after 24 points in Indiana's win over Milwaukee. Now Tucker DeVries dribbling on the left side of the perimeter, fakes a shot on the block as he drives inside, needs some help, kicks it back out to Connerway. 5 to shoot. Connerway lobs it inside to Tucker DeVries into a double team. 1 second on the shot clock. He doesn't know how much time there is. He puts up a baseline fadeaway, but it's too late, and a shot clock violation for Tucker DeVries.
Great defensive possession there for Incarnate Word, just closing out. Got close to all the ball handlers for Indiana, and we've seen Indiana force a couple of shot clock violations in this one, but that time Incarnate Word returning the favor.
6 turnovers aside. Incarnate Word with the basketball in the front court. Stavesky looking for some help, picked up by Tate and Connerway. Already down to 13 seconds on the shot clock. Stavesky drives into the lane, kicks it out for Jordan Pike, who fires a 3 off the heel. Rebound fought for and won by Lamar Wilkerson for Indiana. Tucker DeVries pushes it up the floor for Reed Bailey, who lays it up and in with the left hand. Indiana gets out and running, and the Hoosiers lead 41-24 over Incarnate Word. 3 minutes gone in this second half. Stavesky very quiet in this game with just 4 points to his credit. Right wing, it's Harold Woods, guarded by Lamar Wilkerson, gets a screen from Pike, and they rotate it around left perimeter to Taj Stavesky. Back at the top with 9 on the shot clock. Left wing, Bailey fires up a fadeaway negative, tipped out of bounds, last touched by Indiana. Looks like Harold Woods may have gotten a hand on it for Incarnate Word, but the Cardinals get a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Couple substitutes for Indiana as Connerway and Reed Bailey go to the bench. Sam Alexis, Indiana's leading scorer, checks back in along with the freshman Trent Sisley. Stavesky inbounding from the far sideline, gets it up top for Mihel Tomic. Now a handoff back to Stavesky between the rings. Rotating around is Bailey into the paint. A nice floater with the left hand from just outside the cylinder. And it's 41-26 now. Indiana over Incarnate Word. The Hoosiers lead back down to 15. Wilkerson to Alexis, high post. Alexis thought about a screen from Tucker DeVries, turns it down, hands it off to Trent Sisley. Now back to DeVries, fakes a 3, draws 2 defenders. Enright bouncing baseline to Alexis, up and under, he missed the rim. And Jordan Pike snares the rebound for Incarnate Word. Davion Bailey takes it across the timeline and gets it up top to Jordan Pike. Pike gets a screen, now matched up with Tucker DeVries one-on-one. Pike into the paint, all kinds of trouble. Kicks it back out to Woods, driving into the lane through 2 defenders. Nice finish with Harold Woods as he split the Indiana defense and laid it in.
That's the second really pretty drive we've seen from Harold Woods in his return to the Hoosier State.
Sam Alexis hands off to Tucker DeVries, fakes a top of the key 3, and dishes left side to Connor Enright, the DePaul transfer. Now on the low block to Alexis, kick out back to Enright for a straight-on 3 that's short, and the rebound fought for and snared on his back. Jordan Pike grabs it and slow to his feet. Up ahead to Taj Staveski into the lane through Enright, count the basket. As Enright was trying to draw a charge, he went to the deck on the baseline. The basket counts, or does it not? I think they said it was on the floor, and it was on the floor, so no shot as Staveski draws the foul on the floor, and that takes us to our first media timeout here in the second half. Second foul on Connor Enright. 41-28, Indiana over Incarnate Word. 15:29 left in this second period. You're listening to Indiana basketball on WIUX. Back here at Assembly Hall, 15:29 left, second half. Indiana leads Incarnate Word 41-28. Alongside Quincy Bell, Nick Rodecap with you from Section K here at the Carnegie Hall of College Basketball. Indiana's women's team is also in action right now down in Tallahassee. Close game, 60-59. Florida State leads the Hoosiers as Terry Morin looks to lead them to a 4-0 start. Here in Bloomington, Incarnate Word's got the ball in the front court. Inbounding on the baseline, slightly right of center, is Taj Staveski. 24 seconds on the shot clock after a foul on the floor. Ball goes into the near corner to Davion Bailey. Matched up against Wilkerson, Bailey dribbles back to the top. Now trying to get inside the arc. He gets in, and a foul on the floor. Assessed to Lamar Wilkerson. The Indiana fans don't like it, and Quincy, I didn't see a lot of contact there.
There was not a lot of contact there. It could be the Indiana fans think it's a little bit of a soft foul. That's their second of the half. They were only called for 4 fouls in that first half.
And so 20 seconds now on the shot clock. Bailey driving on Wilkerson, gets to the right elbow, fades, fires, and misses. Rebound batted around in the paint. Multiple players on the floor. Trent Sisley has it stripped out of his hands. Michal Tomic grabs the offensive board for Incarnate Word. Between the circles, 12 on the shot clock for Staveski to work. He steps back into a three-pointer, misses it off to the right, and it's rebounded by Sam Alexis for Indiana. Connerway sprinting up the floor, now cycles back out on the left wing. Connerway bouncing inside to Sam Alexis. Indiana's leading scorer with 13 points. He gets into the paint, kicks to Sisley in the near corner. Sisley overhead pass around the horn to Tucker DeVries. 10 on the shot clock for the Hoosiers. Alexis hands off to Connerway. Lots of traffic up top. Sisley right wing, lets go a 3 and knocks it down. Trent Sisley into double figures. He's got 10 points for Indiana. 44-28, the Hoosiers lead Incarnate Word. 14:23 to go in this second half. Staveski at the point, left wing, goes off to Harold Woods. Woods, chest pass back to Staveski at the top. Staveski gets a screen from Tomic, dribbling right, outside the arc. Now back around to the left side for Esteban Mann, driving into the paint. On the left block, has his pocket picked by DeVries. Gets it back to the top for Staveski. 3 on the shot clock, behind the back dribble. From the left elbow, a fadeaway is well short. An air ball and a shot clock violation as Indiana's defense continues to stifle Incarnate Word this afternoon.
By my unofficial count, I believe that's 3 shot clock violations for Incarnate Word. This IU defense has been just flying around, and they've been nasty today.
Incarnate Word shooting 26% as a team, just 3 of 12 from beyond the arc. Connerway sprinting the length of the floor, has his layup blocked off the bottom of the backboard, but he was fouled in the act of shooting. He'll go to the line for a pair.
Yeah, they're going to get Davion Bailey for the foul there, but I don't think he had any choice to prevent the basket. Connerway just too quick into the baseline, got to his spot. In Indiana, really, they've been playing very well in the paint today, and it's been sort of the way Incarnate Word's been playing defensively. They started with a lot of guys on the perimeter, and Indiana really took advantage of the space that they were allowing down low.
Connerway's first free throw is good, and Tatum Connerway's now got 5 points to go with 4 rebounds and 6 assists. And here's the kicker as well. 3 blocks. He is stuffing the stat sheet this afternoon. Connerway takes a deep breath. He's got bright pink shoes on. Bends the knees, fires the free throw, flushes it home, and Indiana now leads 47-28. 46-28 with 13:45 left in this second half. Incarnate Word's got the ball looking for something on offense. They've had nothing so far today. Davion Bailey dribbles inside the arc just left of center, kicks back to Stavesky. They play Pepper. Back to Bailey, driving on Sam Alexis, fades away for a long two. A tough shot, and he missed it, and then an offensive foul called on Michal Tomic as he reached over the back of Josiah Miles.
And I think for Incarnate Word, you'd like better shot selection that early in the shot clock. A deep two from just a couple feet inside the arc. If they think that's the best shot that they could get, it really shows you how well this IU defense has been playing.
13:25 left second half. Indiana 46, Incarnate Word 28. Connerway brings it up the floor, gets a screen from Sam Alexis, drives to the free throw line. Wild pass under the basket to Miles. Has to kick back to Connerway. 10 on the shot clock. Connerway misses a three, left of center. Rebound batted into the hands of Stavesky for Incarnate Word. Stavesky, quick bounce pass, right baseline to Harold Woods. Backs down his defender, gets into the lane. Nifty pass underneath to Marcus Glover. Glover tried the up and under layup and was fouled in the process, so he gets his turn at the free throw line.
Yeah, Incarnate Word, they started this second half strong. They were outscoring Indiana 9-6 with the media timeout, but a 5-0 run for the Hoosiers, and this is the Cardinals' first chance to get back on the scoreboard down 18 points.
So Glover shooting two for Incarnate Word. First free throw is on the way. He faces the student section and quiets them as he makes the first. Both of his points have come at the free throw line. Love Bettis comes in for Taj Stavesky. Bettis, the 5'11 graduate guard, transfer from Northwestern State. As Stavesky goes to the bench. Glover getting set for his second free throw. He can make it a 16-point game, but he misses the free throw. Rebound is controlled by Sam Alexis for Indiana. Connerway slowing the pace as he crab walks across the timeline just in front of the IU Trident. Bounce pass to Tucker DeVries, high post left, stops inside the free throw line, goes for the scoop shot, and draws the foul. I think they got Marcus Glover for another one.
Looks like they did, Nick. It's already 3 fouls for Incarnate Word in this second half. They got into a little bit of foul trouble in that first half. Pike had to sit for a majority of that first half, so Indiana, with them getting into the paint efficiently, Incarnate Word has had to foul a fair amount to stop some easy layups.
And Glover just slapped Tucker DeVries across the arm right there. So Tucker now to the line. 7 points on the evening for him. 1 of 2 at the stripe. DeVries, the West Virginia transfer, makes the first free throw. 48-29, the Indiana lead over Incarnate Word. 12:47 left in this second half as Indiana looks to improve to 4-0 in dominant fashion. And Indiana trying to substitute, as is Incarnate Word. As Davion Bailey goes to the bench, Harrison Reedy checks out for Incarnate Word. Connor Enright getting set to check in for Indiana. Tucker DeVries makes the second free throw, and now here comes Connor Enright. Indiana goes small as Enright takes the place of the 6'7" Tucker DeVries. Enright 6'1". And Love Bettis running the point with Stavesky on the bench, brings it across the timeline for Incarnate Word. The Cardinals trailing by 19 with under 13 minutes left in this game. Left of center, it's handled by Jordan Pike, picked up by Trent Sisley. Now they switch him on to Tatum Connerway. Pike spins into the lane at the Big Ten logo inside the free throw line, puts it up and in. A nice finish over Connor Enright right there for Jordan Pike. Pike now 11 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Connerway bringing it back up the floor for Indiana. Alexis sets a high screen. Connerway uses it. And still outside the arc, he looks for help, finds Josiah Miles. Miles looks inside, but a foul away from the play is called on Jordan Pike as he and Sam Alexis were battling down low. And Pike picks up his third foul. So a lot of players for Incarnate Word at this stage, I should say 2 with 3 personal fouls, both Pike and Marcus Glover.
And that's 2 starters for them. I think you'd like to see that. Well, they're taking Pike out now, but I think if Incarnate Word has any chance of coming back in this one, they're going to need him out there sooner rather than later.
Esteban Mann takes the place of Jordan Pike. Indiana inbounds baseline right. Enright triggers to Trent Sisley. Sisley dribbles back to the top. 15 on the timer as Enright gets it back on a handoff. Give and go for Enright, but the ball deflected out of bounds by Harrison Reedy. Reedy, the native of South Dakota, tipped it into the Indiana bench, and that takes us to a timeout with exactly 12 minutes remaining in regulation. Indiana leads Incarnate Word 48-31. You're listening to Indiana Basketball on WIUX, your home for Hoosier Sports. 12 minutes left in this second half from Assembly Hall. Indiana leads Incarnate Word 48-31. It's been a defensive battle so far on the north side of Bloomington. Alongside Quincy Bell, Nick Rodecap with you. Thanks so much for spending part of your Sunday evening with us. Quincy, trends continuing. Both of these teams struggling to shoot the basketball. Both of them 25% from three, and for an Indiana team that can rain it down, it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, they're just 4 of 16 from outside. Incarnate Word just 3 of 12, but Indiana has won the rebounding department and the turnover department, or by 6-7 Indiana with less turnovers than Incarnate Word. But the defense has really been strong, and it's helped build them up a 17-point lead, but they're not going to get close to 100 points, it looks like, tonight, as they did their first 3 games.
Indiana averaging 99 points per game in its first 3. I don't think the Hoosiers are going to get to the triple-digit mark tonight. Out of the timeout, Indiana's got 4 seconds left to do something, and Sam Alexis does the wrong thing, throwing it away on the near sideline. The Hoosiers inbounded in front of their own bench after a foul on the floor and came away with nothing but a turnover. So that's not what head coach Darren DeVries was looking for. And Incarnate Word will inbound in the near corner. Jordan Pike having to go the length of the floor. He gets it in to Love Bettis, the backup point guard, who is running things with Taj Stavesky on the bench for Incarnate Word. Bettis gets it up top to Mihail Tomic, just inside the three-point line. Tomic harassed by Sam Alexis. A handoff back to Bettis, and he backpedals beyond the arc with 14 on the shot clock. Left wing, Harrison Reedy back to Taj Stavesky, who's into the game with Love Bettis. Stavesky dribbles into the lane, puts it up and in high off glass, dribbling left to right. A nice finish for Taj Stavesky as he's got 6 points. Just 3 of 11 shooting, though. Indiana fans trying to will some energy back into their team. Connor Enright brings it across the timeline. Trent Sisley dumps it down, low post left to Sam Alexis, and a foul on the floor, as Alexis, I think, got hit up high by Mihail Tomic as he was trying to get his way into the paint.
Yeah, he got bumped pretty hard. He worked through the contact. Alexis, not the tallest forward that you see out there, but he can move pretty well. 240 pounds, so he got hit high, but he didn't go flying back because he is just that big of a guy.
20 seconds on the shot clock. Enright to trigger baseline right. Gets it into Lamar Wilkerson. Just 2 points on the night for Wilkerson after a 24-point game on Wednesday. Wilkerson pulls for a 3 from the left wing, too strong. Rebound, kicks out to Love Bettis. Bettis across the timeline with haste, gets it up ahead to Reedy. Now they swing it to the left edge for Jordan Pike, who fires a 3 off the back iron. Rebounded by Connor Enright. Neither team is shooting well from the perimeter in this game. Wilkerson drives into the lane, throws the pass off the hands of an Incarnate Word defender who deflects it off Sam Alexis and out of bounds. So Indiana turns it over again. Clock stops, 10:43 to go in regulation. 48-33, Indiana leads Incarnate Word. The Hoosiers have not scored in 2 minutes of game time. Bettis crosses the timeline, picked up by the freshman Trent Sisley. A bit of a mismatch there. Bettis is 5'11". Sisley is 6'8". Jordan Pike gets a handoff right of center, dribbling on Sisley. Fakes a shot, spins to the right block, lays it up, misses the rim, and hit the backboard and fell into the hands of Tucker DeVries. DeVries, not usually a point guard, but he's got it at the top here. Overhead pass to Sisley on the right perimeter, driving baseline into the lane, under the basket. DeVries is wide open for 3 on the left side. It's in and out. Offensive rebound, Connor Enright, and he lays it in right in front of the basket. Indiana finally gets to 50 points with 10 minutes to go in the second half, leading Incarnate Word 50-33. High post right, Mihail Tomic is picked up by Sam Alexis. Alexis deflects the ball out of Tomic's hands, but Bettis is there to pick it up. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Bettis gets a screen from Tomic, dribbling left. Now back out beyond the arc, pestered by Alexis once again. Dribbles to the edge of the lane, puts up a wild fadeaway that misses off front iron. Rebound into the hands of Connor Enright for the Hoosiers. Enright to Tucker DeVries, who fires from Martinsville and misses it. Offensive rebound, Sam Alexis. He has his pocket picked by Stavesky. DeVries steals it from Stavesky. Trent Sisley's got it on the right edge, and he misses the 3 too strong. Harrison Reedy comes out of the chaos with the rebound for Incarnate Word. Stavesky up the left side, trying to settle things down. Incarnate Word now in a 2-minute-plus scoring drought of its own. And Harrison Reedy snaps that drought with a three from right in front of the scorer's table. He pulled from a mile away, and that prompts a timeout on the floor. Clock stopped, 9:04 to go in this second half as Incarnate Word takes a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. The Hoosiers not pulling away. It's 50-36, and you feel like Incarnate Word is kind of still within striking distance.
They are, and if Reedy gets hot for them, Indiana could be in trouble. Reedy had 36 points against Jarvis Christian, 12 of 18 from beyond the arc. He was just the 21st player in D1 history to hit 12 threes in a game. So he can fire it up and knock him down if he gets hot.
Reedy, that 12 3-point night against Southwestern Christian, that was a program record at Incarnate Word. And it's interesting. You look at his numbers, he's only attempted 3-point baskets this season.
That's true.
Harrison Reedy has not attempted a single shot entering tonight from inside the arc. He did attempt one earlier in this game, and he missed it. So now his only made baskets this year are from 3-point range, and that one was from NBA range right before the timeout.
And coming into this game, he was shooting 56.7% from three. He might play his way into the starting lineup for Incarnate Word if he can keep that going.
9:04 left. A quick timeout taken by Incarnate Word's Shane Hireman, as it really does feel like Indiana probably could have pulled away if the shots were falling. But the Hoosiers, 4 for 20 from 3-point range, and Incarnate Word, 4 of 13. So these teams, a combined 8 for 33 from downtown, which is very surprising because both of them entered this game shooting 40% or better. But it just goes to show that there are going to be nights for both of these teams throughout the season when the shots are not going to fall, and you've still got to find a way to win.
Yeah, and so far Indiana has had the answer up 50-36, but Incarnate Word has outscored them 17-15 in this second half. So I'm sure Indiana is trying to draw up some answers in this timeout, but the threes have just not been falling for Indiana today. 4 of 20 is not what you like to see, but you're going to have nights like this throughout the course of the season.
Sam Alexis has not scored in the second half, but the Florida transfer still leads all Indiana players with 13 points. Trent Sisley, the only one in double figures, he's got 10. Tucker DeVries with 9. Tayton Connerway and Reed Bailey each with 6. Connor Enright with 4. And Lamar Wilkerson still with just 2 points.
And he's only taken 4 shots, 0 of 2 from 3. Against Milwaukee and against Marquette, he was firing up the threes with confidence. He didn't get his first couple to fall, and then he spent a lot of time on the bench. It's just been hard for the same Houston State transfer to get in any sort of a rhythm today. And also Incarnate Word has been defending him pretty closely.
After the Incarnate Word timeout, Indiana brings it the length of the floor with Connor Enright, Reed Bailey, Lamar Wilkerson, Trent Sisley, and Tucker DeVries. Bailey has it high post right. Wilkerson cutting into the lane, lays it up and in with the left hand, and right on cue, he gets his 4th point of the night. Incarnate Word has Taj Stavesky out there with Harold Woods, Harrison Reedy, Marcus Glover, as well as Harrison Reedy, I should say. I just said Harrison Reedy's name. He just made a 3 from the near corner and got fouled in the act. He's got a chance at a 4-point play and 7 consecutive points for Incarnate Word. Harrison Reedy is single-handedly willing his team back into this game.
Yeah, if you're Indiana, you got to watch where he is on the court for the rest of this game, because if there's one guy that could get Incarnate Word back into this one, it's him.
Reedy a chance at a 4-point play as Trent Sisley fouled him, closing out a little bit too hard. He converts on the 4-point play, and suddenly Indiana's lead is cut down to 12. 52-40, 8:30 left in this second half. Connerway walks it across the timeline, picked up by Stavesky. Connerway dribbling right, and they switch on to Davion Bailey. Enright cuts into the lane, gets the pass from Connerway underneath the basket. Spinning and getting blocked is Enright, but he gets his own rebound. Back to Connerway in the paint. Pass underneath to Reed Bailey, who is fouled by Reedy. And Bailey goes to the line for 2.
And Incarnate Word already with more points in this second half than they did in the entirety of the first half. They have 21 in this second half, with still 8:14 to go before the end of this one.
So Reed Bailey at the line for 2. First free throw on the way, misses left of center and ricochets off the backboard. And that was something Indiana did so well. You think about the season opener, perfect, 16 of 16 from the free throw line. And Indiana now 11 of 14 tonight as Bailey makes the second. Incarnate Word pushes it up the floor quickly. Staveski up the right side across the timeline. Gets a screen, dribbles to the top, and finds a cutting Harrison Reedy, who backs it out back to Staveski. Staveski dribbling left baseline around Connerway. Pass to the corner. Open shooter is Harold Woods. His three misses everything. Falls straight into the hands of Tatum Connerway. Connerway to Wilkerson. Right side three on the way. In and out. Rebounded by Connor Enright. Flying in from the top. And a fresh 20 for Indiana after the offensive board. Connerway dribbling toward the far corner. Back up to the top for Connor Enright. Not really a three-point shooter. He passes up the open look. Finds Tucker DeVries in the corner. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. DeVries driving baseline. Puts up a wild fadeaway that misses short. And the rebound falls to Harold Woods for Incarnate Word. 7.5 to go in the second half. 53-40 Indiana over Incarnate Word. Underneath, Woods finds the layup off the glass on a nice pass underneath the basket by Davion Bailey. Indiana's lead back down to 11, and now the crowd again trying to will the Hoosiers out in front by more than 11 points. Enright drives into the lane, kicks to Tucker DeVries. Wide open perimeter right. He missed the three. Taj Staveski down with the board, and Incarnate Word has a chance to cut it to single digits. Bailey drives into the lane, pushes off Enright, but they got Enright for a block on what looks like it could have been an offensive foul. I thought Davion Bailey extended his arm right there, but the officials say otherwise.
It was close there. I mean, he was spinning wildly. I think there's some plays where it's 50-50 whether you could call it a charge or a block.
And we may have an exciting finish here in Bloomington. 6:53 left. Indiana leads 53-42 over Incarnate Word. You're listening to WIUX, your home for Hoosier Sports. Back here at Assembly Hall, we've got an exciting finish brewing. Indiana leads Incarnate Word 53-42. The Hoosiers have struggled shooting the basketball, especially in this second half, and Incarnate Word is back in this thing. Alongside Quincy Bell, I'm Nick Rodecap. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday evening in mid-November. Quincy, the Hoosiers have no answers for Harrison Reedy right now. 7 points off the bench in this second half for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he hit 2 threes. One of them was an and one. Trent Sisley just bowled him over in the near corner. In Indiana, they just have not gotten anything to drop in this second half. 6 of 17 from the floor, that's 35%, and 1 of 9 from 3, that's 11%.
Incarnate Word's got the ball in the front court, 23 seconds on the shot clock after a foul assessed to Connor Enright. Inbound goes back to Taj Staveski on a give and go. He's open in the corner, and he makes the three in front of his own bench. It's 53-45. Incarnate Word back within single digits with 6:38 to go. Tucker DeVries up top. Indiana searching for a bucket. The Hoosiers are 1 for their last 7 from the floor, shooting 4 of 22 from 3 so far tonight. Connerway at the top, 10 on the shot clock. Back out to DeVries. Rotate to Wilkerson in the far corner, and he is bumped trying to drive to the basket as Davion Bailey picks up the foul. That is his 4th of the evening.
Yeah, and Incarnate Word has a couple of guys that they are playing with sub-foul trouble. Bailey now, like you said, has 4. Pike and Glover both are playing with 3. So if Indiana can force some fouls on them and maybe put them out of the game, it would be good for their chances of avoiding the upset.
Wilkerson makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Both teams shooting in the bonus right now. So it's 54-45. Palindrome on the scoreboard here at Assembly Hall. Wilkerson's second free throw is off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Incarnate Word. Up the floor come the Cardinals, trailing by just 9. Behind the back dribble gets Staveski between the circles. Bounce pass to a cutting Bailey into the lane. Had it stripped out of his hands by Wilkerson. Indiana with the steal. Up comes Connerway. Connerway gets double-teamed just left of center beyond the three-point arc. Gets it off to Wilkerson, who had it stripped. And it was last touched by Lamar Wilkerson. He tried to get through a double team, and Incarnate Word defender got his hand on it, and it deflected off Wilkerson. And over the baseline, Indiana turns it over for the 10th time in this game. 5:58 to go, still 54-45. Incarnate Word making these Hoosier fans sweat at Assembly Hall. Staveski dribbles to the left perimeter, gets a screen from Glover, and goes back to the top. 14 on the shot clock. Bailey is open in the corner, and he made the three. Davian Bailey with 10 points. And the Indianapolis native has Incarnate Word back to within 6. 54-48 with 5.5 to go. Connerway nearly falls to the floor trying to drive on Staveski, but he regains his footing and finds Sam Alexis. 13 points, all in the first half for Alexis. He kicks it back to Tucker DeVries, who steps back for a right wing three, off back iron. Offensive rebound by Connerway, who is fouled fighting in the paint. And Connerway goes to the stripe with a chance for 2. But Tucker DeVries, Quincy Bell, DeVries is just 2 of 10 from three-point range in this game. He has been silent.
And he's just 2 of 11 from the floor as well. He's only taken 1 shot from inside the arc. It's been a struggle for him. It's been a struggle for Indiana all day with the three. But that was a tough rebound by Connerway. If Incarnate Word gets it, they make a 3. It's a 1-possession game. But Connerway just wanted that rebound more than ever won.
And you may be able to tell by the crowd, Connerway missed the first free throw. But it was a 2-shot foul, so he'll get a shot at one more. And echoes of the Mike Woodson days, Indiana missing free throws. The Hoosiers shooting 70% at the line this afternoon. Connerway makes the second. 55-48, Indiana over Incarnate Word as the Cardinals try to pull off an upset and pick up their second ever win over a Big Ten team. Jordan Pike drives to the left block, working on Tucker DeVries. Across the lane he goes, fakes a shot. He's got nothing. Kicks it back out to the right perimeter. Davion Bailey pulls for a 3 over Lamar Wilkerson. He leaves it short, and Sam Alexis comes down with the rebound. The Indiana crowd back into it. Connerway across the timeline gets a high middle screen from Alexis. They work pick and roll to the basket. Slammed down by Sam Alexis. And the momentum swings back in Indiana's favor once again.
That's a very big swing for the Hoosiers. They needed that one, and listen to the crowd. They're back in it.
4.5 to go. 57-48, Indiana over Incarnate Word. But Incarnate Word, 5 of its last 7 from the floor. Marcus Glover to the left side for Harrison Reedy, the three-point sharpshooter. Reedy to the top. Staveski crosses over on Wilkerson, gets a screen, pulls from the free throw line, and hits. Timeout, Incarnate Word, the silencer from Taj Staveski. 4:13 left in regulation, and I say regulation because we might be headed for overtime, dare I say. 57-50, Indiana over Incarnate Word. Stick around for the finish. You're listening to WIUX, your home for Hoosier Sports. Back here at Assembly Hall, a quick score update for the Indiana women's team down in Tallahassee. They handled Florida State, winning 76-72. Here in Bloomington, it's a similar situation, 57-50. Indiana leads Incarnate Word with 4:13 left in regulation. Quincy Bell, Incarnate Word is making Indiana work for it.
And in the second half, nothing has been falling at all for the Hoosiers. The overall shooting percentage, they're just 7 of 19 and 1 of 10 from 3 on the flip side. Incarnate Word, 5 of 10 from 3 in the second half. It's clear to see how they've crawled back in this one.
Out of the timeout, Tatum Connerway crosses the timeline. 20 seconds to operate as he's picked up by Taj Staveski. Connerway drives all the way into the lane, lays it up and in with the left hand. Tatum Connerway took it the distance right there. And Indiana leads 59-50 with 3:50 to go in this second half. Staveski, perimeter left to Davian Bailey, guarded closely by Wilkerson. Now Staveski dribbles right around a screen and stops. Into the lane he goes, into a double team. Kick back out to Harrison Reedy. And to the top, back to Staveski. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Staveski pulls just inside the three-point line on the left side, and he knocks down the pull-up jumper. Staveski's had an answer at every turn in the second half. He's got 13 points.
These Cardinals have some tough shot makers on their squad.
Connerway directing traffic as he crosses the timeline with a left-hand dribble. Gets a screen from Alexis. Instead, he passes to the left side for Tucker DeVries. DeVries dribbling left baseline and rights open in the near corner. Passes up a 3, and now he's in trouble. Passes to DeVries just inside the free throw line, and a tough fadeaway falls for Tucker DeVries. 61-52, the team's trading baskets. 2:55 left in this second half. Staveski across the timeline, 13 points for him, one of 3 Incarnate Word players on the floor in double figures. 17 seconds on the shot clock as Incarnate Word head coach Shane Hireman calls out a play. It's, hey, Taj Staveski, get to your spot and make the pull-up J. He just did it again. 61-54 as Staveski scores just outside the painted area. 2:30 to go in this game. Do the Hoosiers have another answer? Connerway passes off to Alexis just inside the three-point line on the left side. Handoff to Tucker DeVries. He makes the three. DeVries finally heating up. Just 3 of 11 from three-point range in this game. That's a huge basket right there. Indiana's lead is back out to 10 with 2:08 to go. Stavesky picked up by Connerway inside half court. Stavesky dribbling left, gets a screen, back to the middle, into the lane, kick to the corner. Jordan Pike lets go a three and flushes it home. Incarnate Word hanging tough with Indiana right now. 64-57, Indiana cannot pull away. 1:45 to go. Connerway gets the screen from Alexis, dribbles inside the three-point line, all the way to the left baseline. And 10 seconds on the shot clock as Connerway backs out on the left side. Crossing over on Michal Tomic through 2 defenders, misses the layup. Dribbling left to right, and Incarnate Word's got a man advantage running the floor. Stavesky to the left block, off glass and in. Taj Stavesky has ice in his veins. 15 points for Stavesky. Incarnate Word, 5 of its last 5 from the floor. It's a 2-possession game with 1:21 left. Indiana leads 64-59, and Darren DeVries has to call a timeout. Searching for answers. I don't think the Indiana fans or players can believe what they're seeing.
And some of the fans look to be headed for the exits here. I don't know if that's a we want to beat the traffic or we don't want to see what happens at the end of this game, because Incarnate Word has heated up in a huge way. Taj Stavesky, that guy is a tough shot maker. Like you said, Nick, ice in his veins in this second half. Incarnate Word perfect on their last 5 shots, and Indiana, who has struggled so mightily from behind the arc today, they're going to need to find something in this last minute 21, because if they run down and miss their next shot, Incarnate Word is running right down looking to make it a 1-score game.
Taj Stavesky has 8 straight points, 8 of Incarnate Word's last 11 points. And he has 11 of Incarnate Word's last 14 points. He is on fire in this second half. Incarnate Word as a team has made 10 of its last 12 field goals, including 5 consecutive. This is the team that we saw on paper that scored 100 points in each of his last 2 games. They just can't miss right now.
Yeah, it's a polar opposite to what they did in the first half. 19 points in the first half, 40 in the second half. Indiana had 35 in that first half. Just 29 in this second half.
And so Indiana's got the ball out of the timeout. It was Incarnate Word that called the timeout, so the Cardinals are out of timeouts. Indiana's still got 3. 1:21 left. Indiana leads Incarnate Word by just 2 possessions, 64-59. If Incarnate Word gets a stop on this possession, things get really interesting. Tayton Connerway brings it across the timeline for Indiana. He's out there with Connor Enright, Tucker DeVries, Lamar Wilkerson, and Sam Alexis. Connerway working the shot clock down to 12. Now DeVries gets it right of center, driving on Pike. He beats his man, loses the handle, but is fouled as he goes up to the rim. And DeVries with his hands on his knees, a little bit slow to get to the free throw line. Looks like he's favoring his lower body.
He's still up on his feet. Pike is arguing that he had both of his hands up straight, and I think he has a decent argument on that one, Nick. He looked like he was in position, and I think DeVries is lucky that he got that foul call.
Tucker DeVries taking a moment to catch his breath. 1 minute remaining in this second half. 64-59, Indiana leading Incarnate Word. 2 huge free throws here for Indiana's Tucker DeVries. The first one on the way is in and out. And that is huge because no matter what, this will be a 2-possession game after DeVries is done at the foul line. The maximum Indiana's lead can stretch to is 6, and DeVries can't even do that. He missed both. It's a 5-point game with a minute to go. Here comes Incarnate Word. Davian Bailey to Harrison Reedy. Reedy, the 3-point sharpshooter up top, gets it off to Marcus Glover. And Glover now hands off back to Pike, dribbling left to right across the top of the key. Pike to the left elbow, kicks it back out to Reedy. 10 on the shot clock for Incarnate Word. Bailey on Enright, pulls for 3, straight on, he airballed it, and it goes out of bounds untouched. An empty possession for Incarnate Word as Davian Bailey, the Indianapolis native, missed, and he wasn't even close.
And that was Indiana's best defensive possession this entire game. A great job of not letting a soul get open.
32 seconds left. Incarnate Word full court pressure, but not fouling as DeVries brings it across the timeline. Connor Enright slips by his man, and I think a timeout was called by Darren DeVries. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, Incarnate Word reached at Enright looking like they were about to intentionally foul. Harrison Reedy just sort of went to grab him as Enright was near him, but he didn't touch him, so the whistle was a DeVries timeout.
So Darren DeVries opts for the timeout right there. The Indiana head coach wants to talk things over. 26 seconds left in this game. 5 seconds separates shot and game clock. Indiana leading 64-59. Incarnate Word with 9 team fouls, so the Cardinals do not have any fouls left to give. Indiana will shoot free throws the rest of the way. They did not foul before the timeout, did Incarnate Word. And Indiana does have to take a shot, but you figure if you can't get a steal right off the inbound, you've got to foul if you're Incarnate Word.
And if you're Indiana, your primary goal just needs to be get it into the hands of your really good free throw shooters. I mean, Reed Bailey is shooting 88% from the line. Conderway, 83%. Just try to find those guys. Wilkerson as well. Just try to find the guys that will be able to make these foul shots and just seal this win for you by any means possible.
Conderway inbounds on the near sideline, gets it into Lamar Wilkerson, and Wilkerson is fouled by Taj Stavesky.
And while Wilkerson is a good free throw shooter, he's only shot 70% this year.
Wilkerson entered today 7 of 10 from the stripe. Today he is 1 of 2. He gets set to shoot 2 free throws here with a chance to put Indiana up by 3 possessions. You remember just moments ago, Tucker DeVries had the same opportunity and missed both free throws. Wilkerson at the stripe. First free throw is on the way, and it's good. 65-59 Indiana over Incarnate Word with 24 3/10 to go. The shot clock is turned off. Wilkerson out there with Enright, Alexis, Connerway, and DeVries. Incarnate Word's got Stavesky, Pike, Glover, and Bailey out there. As Wilkerson makes the second free throw, Harrison Reedy, the 5th Incarnate Word player, is camped in the far corner. 66-59, 20 seconds left. Incarnate Word needs a basket quickly. Up top, Pike fakes a 3, drives into the lane, and lays it up and in with the right hand. 66-61, so it's back to a 2-possession game with 14 2/10 left. Full court pressure for Incarnate Word. Tucker DeVries bounces it into Sam Alexis, who was fouled by Marcus Glover. Glover picks up his 4th. And Alexis, Indiana's leading scorer on the afternoon, will head to the stripe with a chance to likely ice this one.
Yeah, and he's been strong for the line this year, 90%. So and he's really been the one guy who showed up in a big way for Indiana, at least in that first half. He has 15 overall points on 5 of 7 shooting, 5 of 6 from the line. He's been the most efficient Hoosier at the line today. They've struggled from the stripe.
Alexis readies for the first free throw and misses it. It hit the heel and then bounced off the front of the rim and fell to the floor. So Alexis getting some words of encouragement and a pat on the chest from Tatum Connerway. 66-61. Indiana over Incarnate Word with 13.5 seconds left. The shot clock off. And now this second free throw attempt becomes big. Harrison Reedy camping out in the corner. On the other end of the floor, once again for Incarnate Word. Alexis makes the second free throw, 67-61. Incarnate Word needs 2 threes in 13.5 seconds. Up the floor, Stavesky sprinting right around Wilkerson. Crossing over, dribbling into the lane. He's going to kick to the corner, looking for Davian Bailey. A wild shot is no good. Rebound brought down by Wilkerson, who is fouled with 1.2 seconds left. And Indiana fans can exhale as the Hoosiers look primed to hold on and improve to 4-0, beating Incarnate Word this afternoon. But man, Quincy Bell, it was not easy for Darren DeVries' team today.
And pretty much every single Hoosiers fan just got up on their feet and started heading to the exits with a big sigh of relief. You could almost just feel the deep breath from everyone in this building. Indiana's going to walk away with a win, but they did not shoot it well, but nonetheless able to scrap out a win against the Cardinals team that really showed up well in the second half. 42 points in the second half to just 33 now for the Hoosiers.
Wilkerson made the first free throw, takes a deep breath, fires the second one, knocks that down as well, 69-61. Incarnate Word inbounds. Bailey lets go a three-quarter court shot, and it banks off the glass and rims out no good. The final from Assembly Hall on this Sunday evening. Indiana 69, Incarnate Word 61.
And if you're IU, you didn't shoot well, but the defense hung in there. The second lowest points they've allowed all year, which is 61. Sometimes you're going to have off shooting nights, and teams are going to get hot against you, but ultimately the win column should be the only stat Hoosier fans care about tonight.
Indiana will be back in action later this week against Lindenwood on Thursday evening. But until then, from Assembly Hall, he's Quincy Bell. I'm Nick Rodecap. You've been listening to this presentation of Indiana basketball on WIUX, your home for Hoosier sports.